What is up, my Pika crew? This is the ThePikaWu, and welcome to a 5th generation Wi-Fi battle. This one is going to be an underused tier match against a guy called Jason XDD from the Smogon Wi-Fi Battle Finder, and this was an interesting match. You guys might know my defensive core on my current team that I'm using today. It is basically the core from my stall team, and then I added 2 sweepers, so I made it more balanced offensive than stall, so it's more suitable for audience and for entertainment, since stall teams are very long battles and quite often very repetitive and boring. So looking at my team, I've got Rhyperior, which is defensive, physically defensive with max HP, max defense. Sharpedo is my sweeper number 1. It's a physical water sweeper. Slowbro is my physical sweeper number 2. It's a spec Slowbro, so it's a special water sweeper. Umbreon, which is a specially defensive tank that has foul play and heal bell. Roserade is a specially defensive wall that can also go on the offensive if it really wants to, and it carries spikes for support. And Spiritomb, which is a mixed defensive Pokemon which carries Curse. In case my opponent has a stall team, I can break through their defenses. Anyways, my opponent carries pretty offensive Pokemon. Ambipom, pretty much very predictable, Fake Out, double hit, U-turn, and taunt. Victini's probably going to be choiced in some way. Hitmontop, probably defensive with Rapid Spin, which is very bad because most Hitmontops carry Foresight, and if it Foresights my Spiritomb, it's pretty much guaranteed to get a Rapid Spin off. Sharpedo, very dangerous, especially if it sets up, and especially if my Umbreon is weakened and my Spiritomb is weakened. Arcanine, not too big of a deal unless it carries Hidden Power Grass and is a mix set, because my Rhyperior can take super effective close combats for days from this Arcanine. And Umbreon is going to be pretty hard to take down because it walls my Slowbro, so the thing that I want to take it down with is going to be my Sharpedo. So I hope you guys enjoy. So I'm going to lead off with a defensive Rhyperior, actually anticipating my opponent to lead off with the Ambipom or Victini. Victini because it's probably going to be Choice Scarfed. It can deal heavy damage with a V-Create first turn, and it can U-turn out if the matchup's unfavorable. Now he leads off with the Ambipom, and that's a great 4th generation underused lead. Possibly the best. Actually, it is hands down the best 4th gen UU lead. However, its legacy kind of died out in 5th gen because of Team Preview, which undermines Ambipom's unique niche as a lead. I really wouldn't use Ambipom in my opinion because I see Minechow as generally superior, but I'm not going to criticize my opponent for using him because it makes sense for using Ambipom since Technician boosted Fake Out and Double Hit is extremely strong. However, Rhyperior is stronger, it can take those hits, he's going to Fake Out and U-turn out as I go for the Stealth Rocks. I'm pretty sure he's not going to go for the Taunt with the Ambipom since it's way too risky and he'd lose a lot of HP if I hit him with an Earthquake as he taunted. Anyways, he goes into the Hitmontop. He might go for the Rapid Spin, but I'm thinking he's more likely to go for the Foresight, predicting my Spiritomb to come in, and that would put me in a bad situation because I'd be forced to switch since I don't want to take a super effective fighting move once he gets the Foresight up. He ends up going for the Mach Punch, and that tells me 2 things. One, that tells me Rhyperior is a beast because critical hit Mach Punch, super effective, did absolutely nothing, like 25%, and 2, he doesn't have Foresight, which is very good information to know. Anyways, he brings in the Arcanine, and close combat is coming. I'm going to bring in my Slowbro to resist the hit. I know I can take it with my Rhyperior because it does only around 30%, but I have a Pokemon that can take the close combat better, and that's my Slowbro. He predicts that, goes for the Crunch, deals super effective damage, and gets a defense drop, so I don't want to stay in. I'm going to bring in my Rhyperior to take the hit, and then go for the Earthquake to try to take out that Arcanine. Because he brought in the Hitmontop, I'm thinking he wants a Rapid Spin for sure. He doesn't have the Foresight, so I'm going to go into my Spiritomb and wall him completely, and this is good. He ends up going for the Rapid Spin, and now he's pretty much forced to switch because he probably doesn't want to take a Will-O-Wisp. I am going to go for the Will-O-Wisp anyways. It is pretty predictable, but I want to burn this Hitmontop since it is very threatening, since it's still pressuring my team and making me reluctant to set up further entry hazards. Anyways, he brings in the Victini, which is fine. I'm thinking he's going to go for the U-turn because it's the most practical move. It makes the most sense. Since I have a Rhyperior and Slowbro still alive, I'm pretty sure he's reluctant to go for the V-Create. I'm thinking he's going to U-turn out and bring in the Umbreon to try to wall my whole team. That's why I went for the Curse to limit Umbreon's walling capability since he would be afflicted by Curse and he'd lose a quarter health, which ended up failing because I lost my spin blocker, and that was absolutely terrible. I thought way too much in the future and I overpredicted, but it was a very logical thought process on my side. It just he ended up making a rather irrational move, which worked out absolutely beautifully for my opponent, and I applaud him. He absolutely outpredicted me there. So I'm going to bring in my Rhyperior because it can shuffle around my opponent's team, especially because his Victini is locked into that V crate. However, I do end up missing against his Hitmontop, which is absolute worst case scenario because now he can go for the Rapid Spin and I can't do anything about it. I'm going to change up my plans. I'm going to bring in my Slowbro to attempt to lure in the Umbreon because it's the only thing that really wants to take a defensive Slowbro Scald. However, he actually brings in the Sharpedo as I try to double switch into Roserade to try to outstall the Umbreon, and that didn't really work out for me, and it kind of didn't make sense that he brought in the Sharpedo there because defensive Slowbro can easily T-Wave a Sharpedo and pretty much cripple and ruin Sharpedos. Now, I'm going to go ahead and go for the Spikes, anticipating him to stay in with the Sharpedo and go for the Protect, but he actually brings in the Hitmontop, which works for him because he can go for the Rapid Spin. Little did I know, Rapid Spin actually gets rid of Leech Seed as well. So my Leech Seed was in vain and pretty much a waste of a turn. I should have just went for the Sludge Bomb there just to deal some damage. I'm going to go ahead and just go for the Sludge Bomb here because he has nothing that resists that move. And Umbreon can take the hit, but it might get poisoned, so that might be a good thing. And if he brings in Umbreon, that's exactly what I wanted originally because my Roserade can easily outstall that Umbreon set. So, because I went for the Sludge Bomb and that did a lot of damage, I'm pretty sure he doesn't want to stay in with the Hitmontop because he wants to conserve it because it's probably the most important Pokemon in his team because it can go for the Rapid Spin. I'm going to go ahead and go for the Leech Seed on the switch as he brings in the Arcanine. And Arcanine can threaten me out with the Flare Blitz, it can take me out in one hit, and again, he probably is going to go for the Flare Blitz even though I have the Rhyperior and the Slowbro because he did that last time with the Victini. So I'm going to go ahead and bring in my Rhyperior as he awkwardly just goes for the Sunny Day, which doesn't really make sense. I don't know why he did that at all. Maybe he is a set that is mixed with Sunny Day Crunch, Flamethrower, and Solar Beam or something. I don't really know, but I'm just going to go ahead and stay in with the Rhyperior, knowing that I can probably take any hit at max HP, and I'm going to fire off an Earthquake to try to take down that, that Arcanine. Now he brings in the Hitmontop, which is absolutely fine because I want to take down that Hitmontop so I can start setting up entry hazards again, and he's going to bring in the Umbreon to take the next Earthquake, which is fine. I do have pretty good counters against this Umbreon. Like I said, a reasonable matchup and a favorable matchup is Umbreon versus Roserade. However, I'm just going to stay in and go for the Stealth Rock now because his Hitmontop is pretty much dead, and I'm pretty sure it's going to die upon switch in now that I have the Stealth Rocks up. So he goes for the Toxic, that's fine. I can go for the Dragon Tail here, but I'm going to decide to bring in my Roserade instead to try to set up some spikes and to make sure that Hitmontop is going to die. He goes for the Wish. I don't want him to Wish Pass into the Hitmontop, so I'm going to go ahead and go for the Sludge Bomb to try to take down the Hitmontop. Hitmontop is going to get taken down easily by a Sludge Bomb. And finally, I can start putting up some more spikes and further pressuring his team. And this is good because then I can chip away at Umbreon's health, which is going to be very hard to take down. I'm going to go ahead and stay in with the Roserade, knowing that he's probably going to U-turn this time because I have Rhyperior out there and I can wall him completely with it. He actually U-turns out into Umbreon, that's fine. I'm going to go ahead and set up another layer of spikes, and this is good because I can continuously go for the spikes. I can go for the Leech Seed against this Umbreon, and I can go for the Sludge Bomb against this Umbreon to try to poison him. He's just going to go for the Wish as I go for the Leech Seed, and I'm thinking he might try to Wish Pass into another Pokemon, maybe into his Arcanine or into his Victini, because both of them are at very low health. So let's see what he Wish Passes into. If I were him, I would just stay in because he can still wall me to a certain degree, although it's a losing war. But he withdraws, and this is very bad for him because now he loses his Victini, which he could have used later on. It was still at a reasonable amount of health. But it's just going to die, and two Pokemon are going to get taken down by Roserade because of his vain attempts of trying to get a Wish Pass. My Roserade's looking very good. He's going to bring in the Ambipom here, which is fine. I can stay in and take a Fake Out, but I don't want to because, like I said, I have the Rhyperior, and I don't think he's going to U-turn this time again because I stayed in the first time. Now, he goes for the fake out. That's fine. This is good because I can pretty much Dragon Tail his whole team. Let's see what he goes for. I'm pretty sure he's just going to U-turn out into another Pokemon. Let's see. So he's going to U-turn out. That's fine. I'm pretty sure he's going to U-turn out into the Arcanine or into the Sharpedo. Into Arcanine because then he can father off his Arcanine. Into Sharpedo because it can try to deal super effective damage with the Waterfall, I guess. So let's see what happens. He's going to go ahead and bring in the Arcanine. I'm going to go ahead and go for the Earthquake to take down the Arcanine, and now that's dead. However, this exposes my Rhyperior because he can now bring in any counter. A good counter is going to be that Sharpedo, and in fact, that Sharpedo is a good counter against my whole team since it hits my whole team hard. If I were at full, I can definitely take that Waterfall, but I'm not at full, and I don't want to take a Waterfall with any other Pokemon, so I'm just going to stay in with my Rhyperior. So my Rhyperior is going to get taken down. I know my Umbreon, although not invested in physical defense, can take 2 Waterfalls, so I'm going to bring it in now, and I'm going to go for the Yawn to try to put this Sharpedo asleep to finally make him unable to be a powerhouse and take down and sweep my team. So that's what I do. I get flinched, unfortunately. I know I can live another one looking at that damage, and I can go for the Yawn once more. So let's see what happens. So he goes for the Waterfall. I'm going to go for the Yawn. Everything's going to be good. The Sharpedo's not going to be a big threat, and boom! Critical hit. And my Umbreon's gonna die, and it did absolutely nothing. Unfortunately, that is very bad. So I don't know what can take a hit. I'm gonna bring in my Roserade, hope to take at least 1 crunch. I know Roserade has absolute garbage defenses, and I'm invested in max HP and max special defense. I live with red health, and this is good because I can take him out with a Sludge Bomb, and ooh, that was stressful because if he took me out, then he probably would have been able to sweep my team, and that is no good. So he's going to go right back into the Ambipom. That's fine. He's going to take down my Roserade. I believe I have 2 Pokemon left. I have my Slowbro alive, and I still have my Sharpedo alive. And both of them do well against this Ambipom. I'm going to go ahead and bring in my Sharpedo because I can protect as he goes for like a U-turn or whatever. He goes for the double hit, that's fine, and then I can outspeed and take him down. I believe he has 2 Pokemon left as well. He has the Ambipom and the Umbreon, and both of them really can't do much against this Sharpedo because his Ambipom, I can just go for the Protect every time he tries to go for the Fake Out, and then I can take him out with a Waterfall, and this Umbreon really can't do much, and as you can see, it's going to get taken down next turn. He's going to end up running, which is fine, and that's going to be the match because he really knew that there was no point in trying to survive. And that is going to be the game. I hope you guys enjoyed. This is ThePikaWu. Thank you for watching my battle. And there's the phone. And there's going to be me leaving. See ya.